TEM committee. The first is David Casa, EPP.
Grazie President. Sur Kommissarju nominat, ini li issa snin nafek f'dan il-Parlament, naf kemm int bniedem kompetenti, kemm int politiku illi inti lejali lej il-valuri Ewropej, u nafek ukoll bħala bniedem li tista' taħdem miegħek. Faċli ħafna taħdem miegħek. Issa ftit qabel kont qed issemmi illi l-President elett Juncker iddeċida li jeżamina l-possibilità li Troika tiġi mibdula fi struttura ġdida bbażata fuq l-istituzzjonijiet tal-Unjoni Ewropea u li jkollha twieġeb għall-Parlament Ewropew. Qal ukoll li jixtieq li r-riformi riċenti ikollhom aktar leġittimità soċjali u li jippromovu aktar dialogu mal-insiebħa soċjali. Għandek xi proposti ta' kif jistgħu jintużaw impact assessment soċjali biex jgħinu f'dawn il-programmi ta' riformi u diskussjoni mal-pubbliku fuq l-effetti soċjali ta' riformi strutturali u x'metodi ta' evalwazzjoni ta' impatti soċjali beħsiebek tippromovi.
Well, thank you, Mr. Casa. In fact, there were two questions. So on the first question of bringing this Troika arrangements under, basically the question of bringing them under the community method, under the community framework. And this is something Commission fully agrees with and is very much willing to work towards actually taking a number of macroeconomic governance arrangements which had been created during the crisis into the community method, but we know that for that we need a treaty change. And while the need to react was immediate during the crisis, apparently at that stage EU didn't have the time to go for a proper treaty change to incorporate all the aspects because it was a crisis. EU needed to act quickly, so quite a few things had been done in an intergovernmental way, but certainly our aim should be bringing it in the community framework. I fully agree. Then on the inclusion of the social partners in economic governance. During the last weeks, I had been meeting the social partners to have some first initial exchange of ideas. And certainly there is a scope for bringing social partners closer into European semester. For EU-level social partners, probably, but it's still all discussed with the social partners. The place is during the preparation of annual growth survey, because it is the one when the main directions are prepared, and for social partners at national level, during the preparation in-depth review and country-specific recommendations. Those are probably the points where you should be closer involving social partners.
Thank you.
Ms. Miriam Dalli. Miriam.
Grazzi, President, Kommissarju Designate. Smajnik kemm il-darba anki hawnhekk illum tajdilna kemmu importanti u kemm inti tixtieq li ssaħħaħ Frontex. Fil-fatt, minnhom qedtilna appoġġjawni ħalli nkun nista' insaħħaħ Frontex. Fl-istess ħin, bħalissa Frontex qiegħda tipprepara biex tikkoordina operazzjoni ġdida fuq il-baħar bl-isem ta' Triton. U qedtilna wkoll inti li Triton se tkompli tgħin lil Frontex fix-xogħol tagħha. Triton se tkun qiegħda tiffoka qiegħda nifhem jiena l-operazzjonijiet tagħha fuq il-kontroll tal-fruntieri esterni ta' l-Unjoni Ewropea. Immettilna li Frontex hija kompetenti biex issaħħaħ il-fruntieri imma mhux għal missjonijiet ta' salvataġġ. Allura nixtieq inkun naf għax għadha mhijiex ċara x'passi se tieħu biex tassigura li nies li jkunu f'periklu fuq il-baħar dawk li magħrufa bħala people in distress ikomplu jiġu salvati meta isibu ruhom f'dawn il-perikli.
Ναι, πολύ σωστά αναφερθήκατε σε αυτό που είπα πρωτήτερα για...
Thank you.
You quite correctly referred to what was said earlier about Frontex. The mandate for Frontex in its current form is responsible for search and rescue. As you know, all vessels at sea have the charge of assisting refugees in the zones in question. That includes the Frontex vessels. But that's not the main task of Frontex, you're quite right. And I said that before, let me just repeat it. I have the intention, if I'm confirmed, of ensuring that we start an initiative to strengthen Frontex, and not just in the south of Europe. We have 7 programs, 3 in the Mediterranean, 3 near Spain that is currently being developed, but Frontex doesn't have the resources it needs, nor does it have the necessary financing, nor does it have the sufficient political support. Frontex does work with the governments and member states, but its main job is protecting borders. If we're talking about shoring up the task of Frontex, we have to look at to what extent we can we can beef up Frontex and cover the area that you've just talked about. I want to be very frank in what I'm saying, and I'm not going to hide from the truth. Frontex can, of course, cooperate in other programs, such as program with Italy, and can develop into an authority which protects borders, yes, but also saves lives. We will discuss that again.